Okay, here is Bus TV, and we are presently at the Karo Eck in Hamburg, and with us is Jimmy LaValle of the band The Album Leaf.
There's a way behind everyone. It takes us through our lives. I wish I could have stayed, but this wind takes me away.
I have just heard your latest record, A Chorus of Storytellers. It's different in the way you produced it this time. It's a bit less Jimmy, probably, and more kind of a band project than it has been before.
Yeah, I had the band play on this one. Just kind of wanted to go about making a record in a different way this time, and it was a lot of fun doing it that way, and having a lot of other people, the guys that play with me live, have them involved in the record, and going about it that way. So it was fun.
Do you consider it an advantage to produce an album or make an album with some other people, and do you get more input, and does it make the record any better?
Yeah, I mean, I always work to a certain extent with someone in some shape or form with the record. In every record that I've done, I've worked with alongside someone else. I've always mixed with Biggie in Iceland, and he and I work together a lot on things like that. So, and I just try to find ways to kind of not keep it all in my court, because I feel like if my ear was the only one hearing things, then it's just not right.
This is already your fifth album, and you have released your first album, I guess, some 10 years ago. Am I right? Yeah. But between the last album and the new one is quite a big time gap.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? What did you do?
I just, basically enjoyed a little time off. I got married, went on a honeymoon. Spent time working on the record. I moved from San Diego to another town. Did some traveling, just kind of enjoyed some time off, really, and also just took a lot of time, kind of thinking about this record and what was going to happen. So, yeah. And
now being back on tour, it's quite an extensive tour, which leads you even to Asia. What does it feel like to be back now with a new record?
It's good. Yeah, it's definitely good. It's definitely been a long time. We've done little like weekend jaunts or something like that, or a week-long tour, like here and there, throughout the years, or fly-ins and just one-off shows and festivals or something like that. But to be on an actual tour on a new record it's really a good feeling to finally kind of be back out and seeing how things are progressing, and just the excitement. I mean, every night has been a surprise for us on this tour, just as far as people response and turnout, and the enthusiasm from the crowd. So it's been really good. So it's a really nice feeling to be back out again.
music that you do sometimes seems to be very sad in some moments, and even the, well, let's say, beautiful stories and love songs which are included seem to be in a mood which is really very calm and really down to earth. Is that something that you wanted to put it that way, or?
I mean, it's never intentional, really. It's just, I mean, what it is that I naturally just kind of do when I sit down and write a song or approach a song or, you know, approach lyrics or anything like that. So, you know, it's never really that thought out as far as the creating or the writing process. But yeah, I mean, it's, I think I'm a pretty calm guy too. I'm very down to earth, and I'm very, you know, kind of even, and so, yeah, I guess it translates.
As a matter of fact, with your music, the lyrics are really very important, which is not the obvious thing with many pop bands, but I would even say that the music you do is alternative with a bit of electronica and indie. But doesn't it surprise you also that the fact that you are now on tour in countries where English is not the home language, so many people really show up to your gigs and really enjoy the music and the lyrics and really get along with it?
It's weird too. They sing along too. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a nice feeling. It's always nice, and it's always a nice, you know, surprise to just feel, you know, just appreciation from people for, you know, what your passion is and what you do, you know, just making music and being lucky enough to tour, you know, around the world for, you know, whatever amount of time and play shows here and play shows there. And so it's really great. I mean, it's always a nice feeling, you know, just to kind of have that appreciation and recognition from people.
The one thing that totally impressed me were your video clips, which seem to be very expensive and very colorful. Do you do that on your own with some people that you might know, or?
The live, like when we're playing live,
yeah,
or things that are on.
Also the studio,
yeah,
recordings, video clips.
The guy that we work with his name's Andy Pates. He's been with me for, you know, over 7 years too, and he just kind of has a camera, and he just manipulates things in Final Cut, and that's, you know, that's his art. That's what he does. So.
But some
it's not expensive at all.
Great art.
Yeah, it's
really.
it's great. It's great imagery, and the last video we just did, you know, costed next to nothing. It was like, you know, done with a handheld camera, and you know, and the guy's just got an eye for, you know, saturations and editing and stuff like that. So, you know, just been really lucky to work with some really talented people that are more there to kind of lend their services and not really care about the money side of things. And, you know, nowadays with, you know, the way things work, you know, anybody with a camera can make something, and if they learn Final Cut or they learn some kind of, you know, software or anything, it's the same thing with making music. You know, you have all the capabilities now at home to be able to make a, you know, studio sounding record in, you know, some grand way. So,
well, I can only recommend the album Leaf and the latest record especially. So go out and check out the band on the internet, and also the MySpace site is really well done and gives a good idea on the band. And if you ever have a chance to see the album Leaf, go out and check them out.
Thank you.